I think the Ukrainian Air Force would shoot me down if I ever had to fly a mission with them in this plane, which I kind of tried to model after their 2010 Su-27, but it was never really intended to be, you know, like an exact, you know, copy. It was just something to get started, and at some point I totally lost control of the camo. But you know, it's gonna help me when it comes time to fly, because these old eyes ain't what they used to be, I guess. I've had problems with the you know, the hinges, you know, not lasting forever in the back. And they're never going to last forever, but I decided to glue on these, you know, these CA hinges on top of the drywall tape with the fiberglass reinforced tape underneath. You know what I mean? And I'm really pretty happy with how it's working. I mean, I was like flexing the daylights out of them during the build, and they don't seem to, you know, they seem to stick pretty well. You know, I'm not using them as they were intended, obviously, and I didn't use CA to put them down. I just used Foamtac. This is all a Foamtac plane. That's with an 1800 milliamp battery. So we're at 520. What is that? Ounce. 18 ounces. I mean, that's pretty light. 19 ounces. So I always had this, you know, idea of just running everything with you know, everything with three servos. You know, like this plane here. One for the rudder, one for the tail, one for the aileron. It works great. This one here, it obviously there's some issues with real estate. You know, I've seen people, you know, putting their rudder servo back here. I was going to try to put both of them back here. I had the you know, the Dubo micro control rods, you know, the flexible rods that you can buy. I tried to get them all in there, and it just wasn't happening. You know what I mean? So, and then it went from there to, I'm like, all right. So now I have this, you know, problem where, okay, with both of those servos in there, I can go back to the two-piece elevator, but the all the stuff that you have to do and the workaround and the DX6i, I just didn't want to do it, and I wanted to just go with a one-piece elevator and ailerons. I mean, I'm just from that thought that, you know, the ailerons out on the wingtips are just giving me increased leverage, and I really don't care about flaps or spoilerons and all that. And you know, for me, it's just I think it's just going to work better. It's going to be simpler while I'm flying it. You know what I mean? Just, but at one point, when I made, you know, when I first started trying to set it up, I had let's see, this is left, right? So this would be the starboard. I had the control rod on the starboard side of this elevator, and I left the servo in just for balance purposes and just took the control rod off. But what was happening then was I didn't really show up very well in the that update video I made. But like, so this side here that we're looking at with the control rod would be fine, but the other side, it would never quite make it to the top or bottom of its movement. You know what I mean? So it was definitely twisting. So then at that point, I'm like, all right, well, I took the servo apart and I reversed the wires so that you know, it operates backwards. You know, it's no big deal. And then it still is a one-piece elevator, just being driven by those two servos. I think just for aesthetics and for balance, you know, it's kind of like flying the way it was intended with 6 servos. The control rods, I like, I don't know, I bought the easy connectors, you know, that would have accommodated the 2mm carbon rod, but I just didn't like the idea, and I know it works and other people are using it, of mashing down the servo, you know, mashing down the metal screw onto the carbon rod for the adjustment up here at the easy connector end. So instead, I just, again, just like all those other indoor foamies, I just lashed on a piece of metal onto the carbon control rod, CA, heat shrink tube, and then on the other end into the easy connector, and that's going to work out just fine, I think. It's been a long time since I've been back on the forum, and I've just been kind of like playing around with quads and stuff, just like everyone else is doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, this has been a good fun build for me. Everyone on the RC Pars forum just it's just a great place to go to talk and chat and get questions answered. And it's funny, I remember when I bought the plans for this plane, I forget, I had some kind of problem downloading it or whatever. Again, being away for so long, I messaged E3 Scott, who's just amazing, and he was back in touch with me within a few minutes, helping me with the problem. And it's just I can't thank him and everyone else enough just for all that assistance. You know what I mean? If it's like I'm hoping it's going to be, and like everybody else, that I've seen, it's just going to fly right out of my hands, and everything should be good. I'm going to just keep it mild and keep it close by, and nothing too crazy. All right. Thanks again for watching the video.